Radio Berlin 88.8. Hey Music mit Jürgen Jürgens.
We're back again. In the meantime, I think you were more interested in your private life.
Yeah, I mean, well, I suppose it was something that we kind of needed to, at some stage, get to. And because, you know, I think when we started out when we were quite young, and so we were travelling and touring for, 15 years or more. So, and everyone kind of wanted to have kids, and that slowly happened. So we took a longer break than we anticipated, but it was the right thing for us, yeah.
I think for some of the human beings who have sisters and brothers, it is impossible to think about to have a career together.
Try doing it. Never mind thinking about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, every family will know everything isn't always harmonious. But the thing is that we have a shared passion for music. I think also we've been doing it quite a long time now, and we've gained a lot of perspective on it. And I think that we really appreciate what we have together. And I think that the break that we took has enhanced that appreciation of what happens when we write together and when we play together. And really, even if there is discord, when we play, it all seems to dissipate, and we prioritise on it. Yeah.
And your sisters and brothers, who is the one who said no?
Which, at what time?
In what context?
When there is struggle and...
Caroline says no all the time.
I say no anyway. I say no to everything. No. And then I go, okay, maybe. And then we
when
make
it's
her
about
do it.
music, who's doing it?
Caroline. No, I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's like we always, look, sometimes you're not going to agree with somebody on what path, somebody might think something's an amazing thing to do, and then somebody else might go, no, okay, I don't really agree with that. But I mean, that's part of what we do. I think we're a lot better at being diplomatic and listening to each other. And, there are times when there's things that somebody doesn't want to do and other people do want to do. And that's just the way it is.
Well, in terms of writing of what we do, we function as a team. We are a team. Yeah. So it's all four of us inputting our ideas into the mix to create the best song and the best live performance. That's the way it works.
What can I do to make you love me? What can I do to make you care?
When you were not out with a new album and you've not been on stage, I think you've done music together as well, but just for you, or were you separate and did not do it?
No, we did take the break, and it was extended, but we did take it. So we had kids, we did different things, like some of us did solo stuff musically, but no, in those years we didn't do stuff. We started last year again, and here we are.
And was it something new after this intermission to start again?
Yeah, it felt very fresh. It was Caroline's idea. I mean, we had never said never. I suppose in the back of our heads we always thought we would do it again, but we weren't sort of putting each other under any pressure to do it. As it had to feel good, and when you make music together, you have to feel good together to do that. You have to, and everybody wants to feel like everybody wants to do it. 'Cause, that's very important. So Caroline kind of rang us all up and more or less said, well, guys, what do you think about doing this? And no pressure. Like, if everybody wants to do this, let's do it. And we were all very open to it. And we went into a studio, just like a writing studio in London in February, about a year and a half ago. Sorry, yeah? Was that a year ago? Yeah. But what we wanted to do was to explore and see if we had the magic musically together still as writers together, because it was something we literally needed to find out, and we just didn't want to tell the world or record companies or anybody about that. We needed to just explore it ourselves, and it was there the first day. And so it was almost like, even though we were trying it out, it was already set in stone. So it was kind of magical from that point of view, because it was going to happen.
Yeah, bring on the night, I don't bring on the night, I don't turn on the dark, I'm not scared on the dark, I'm not spared money to flame, and wish that I see you again.
What is easier, the music or to make the lyrics?
Lyrically, we don't usually do it as a team, but musically we really do. We will collaborate on that and make a song. You know, maybe somebody will start it, but everybody will have input at some point, and especially particularly on this record, we pushed every song to its limit. We were uncomfortable at times where we went, no, maybe there's a better chorus, but we do think that we did bring out the best in each other.
Most of the lyrics are about love, I think. One is Kiss of Life.
Kiss of Life.
Who is given the kiss?
Well, that's very personal. Who gave me that kiss? Most of the songs on the record are about really life. The whole thing is really a meditation on life and death. What we do while we're here. That's, you know, our father passed away during the making of this record, and it has had a massive influence on the record, both musically and lyrically. Kiss of Life is a love song. And but it is more about the physical, passionate side of love, where somebody sets you on fire, and nearly the first time that you are brought to life in that way.
Another song I loved very much because there was a little bit the rhythm of the Fields of Gold. Was it from the beginning the rhythm you had in your mind?
No, actually, it was written on written on piano. And it was actually, you know what? Yeah, a little bit, but sort of more the Ava Cassidy version of Fields of Gold. Mm-hmm. That song, yeah, it did actually hint at that for sure. And then John Shanks said it in the studio, and he said, "Why don't we try it this way?" And I'd already kind of thought that before, and I said, "Yeah, that's, you know, it feels really right, you know."
Now the record is out, and next step is a big tour. And we're presenting your show here in Berlin.
Yeah, the 25th of May we start in Germany, yeah. Really looking forward to that.
Is there something different to the concerts we know from the past?
Well, I know we've come back as a much stronger band, a better band, and we put on a very, very good live show. There's an acoustic section that features as part of the set, and where we kind of break it all down to kind of basics as well, and just to give kind of dynamics within the whole show. But it's hard to describe, but it's we're going to do a lot of course of the hits from previous times as well, and we do about 5 or 6 songs from the new album, and it's great. We love it. We love playing.
Do you know anything from Berlin? Have you seen parts of Berlin that you like?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've toured here before and been here many times. Very cultural city.
That does not mean that you have seen anything.
Well, we have actually made an effort. I mean, I do remember going out and walking through the Brandenburg Gate and going over to the east side and you know, and just having that feeling of there was once a wall here, you know. And I've seen the memorial as well, and I mean, we were all here, and you know, we were and I remember my husband came over and we went and we walked through the park and everything. So yeah, it's a very, very beautiful city. It's and then seeing the Reichstag and all that, and it's just like, wow, the history and everything. It's you know, it's a fascinating city from that point of view.
Influence musically, yeah. You know, Berlin, you know, for obviously David Bowie and you know, it's an amazing city. There's an amazing feel to it, I feel. Yeah.
Ireland, I think, is something special musically, because so many different musicians making different music are coming from Ireland, but always they come back to their roots. It's totally different musically, but there's a part of it. If it's the fiddle, it's the pipe that from time to time are in your music, but it's not overboarding. So it's always just a pleasant thing that comes with you.
I mean, I think that's very much part of Irish bands. They sort of bring, you know, Ireland with them, and you know, even if it's not, I mean, ours is very much, we use a lot of Irish instruments, so it's always been part of what we do. But even if it's U2, it's lyrically, you know, or you get a sense or a feeling of Ireland. So yeah, I think it's just very much seeped in our culture as well.
Now I can see the blue skies, I can see paradise, paradise. I can feel the warm sun on my skin. Oh, paradise, paradise, 'cause it's my
About the lyrics, I think there's much private life in lyrics. Is it that you've done an album where the main theme was, or the main influence was that when your mother passed away? Is it something that you take as a diary to come from things that have been very deep in your heart?
I think so. I think that's one of the great things about music and writing and being creative. In some ways, there is a therapy to it, and I think essentially we're very private people. I feel if I'm to give any of myself, it would be in the lyrics. But other than that, I won't. And I don't think it will transcend if it's not true. Often, and I know that what affects me lyrically is when I hear that it's the truth, and it's not that it's clever, and it's not that it's this, it's that, oh wow, that's true. And it resonates, and, that effect in music, that you don't feel so alone with your grief or your joy, whatever it may be, that we all are united through music.
Do you have any reactions from the fans?
They've always really connected with Runaway in so many ways, and I remember we were doing an in-store in HMV, which I don't think even exists anymore, in Grafton Street in Dublin. And this man handed me just a letter, And, sometimes you don't get to read everything. And I remember we were out in the back alley of HMV afterwards, like, oh, it looks so glamorous in the front. But then afterwards, and I read the note, and he was basically thanking for us for how much Runaway had helped him and his wife through a very, very difficult period of their lives together. And that's kind of a really beautiful thing to hear, that a song that you've written together can affect people, in that way, and actually helps them. I mean, music is kind of the most amazing therapy,
When you're now a little bit longer far away from your family, what is the thing that hurts you the most?
Not being with him.
We actually, to be honest, at this point, we wouldn't be happy if we stayed away too long. And if it got to the point where we were hurting, we wouldn't be doing it.
But this is also our work. I mean, people go to work every day and they leave their children, don't they? It's, this is what we do for a living. I don't have another job, so therefore there's a certain part of you that knows that you have to, what we do as for a living, we have to go away. We have to, if we want people to see our music and hear us, we need to go somewhere to do that. So it's a choice. When you're away, you miss your kids, but they have an understanding also, especially when they're older, that, this is what you actually do as a job for a living, So, yeah, it's different. And yes, it involves travelling, but we don't go away for long periods of time ever anyway.
No, we don't. And also, I think, like, I know that I say to my daughter, if I'm going away for a night or two, I'll say, and now she says to me, she's only 3.5, but she goes, are you going to the studio today? And she just thinks every day is the studio. And I say, but Jeannie, you're so lucky, because most mummies have to go away every day, other than the weekend, 7 till 7. That's actually the reality, and whereas, when we're off, I'm off. And we're very lucky in that way with this job.
The last question to the only boy in the band, the boy between 3 sisters. I think it's hard, or not?
Why would it be hard? Look at us.
It's not at all. First of all, I love playing music, and I'm a very lucky man to play with such talented ladies, which they are.
We paid him to say that, by the way.
We beat him.
Yeah, he doesn't. Actually, he doesn't get paid if he doesn't.
And look, he can't even talk now because we're talking over him.
He doesn't even get to talk. Yeah, sorry, Jim.
He could be a politician.
He could be.
Yeah. No, I've been used to growing up with 3 girls, so it's completely normal for me, And no, it's just we get on very well, and I'm very happy in my role. It's not. Why would you think it would be hard?
I'm a single. I have no sister, no brother, so I don't have any imagination.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I always hear that there are so much struggles and between sisters.
The struggle and comfort at the same time. I mean, you know, families. It's the good and the bad. It's like if even in a relationship, it's the comfort and the struggle that keeps you together. So, you know, and that's the same for siblings. And I think for us, it's really a musical thing. I mean, we gel very well musically. Probably we always will because we grew up kind of listening to the same things. So, therefore, that they are the rewards for spending a lot of time together. But
you know each other longer than your husbands, so it's much
Exactly.
easier with him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for having you here and for having you with these beautiful songs unplugged.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
Pleasure.
And
Pleasure.
hopefully we see us very soon again here
Hope so.
in Berlin. It's not a small hall; it's a very big one.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, it
Good.
is. So I was astonished after this intermission
Yeah.
to start just in this venue.
Good.
Cross
How
fingers.
many
for
does
it.
it hold?
13,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
13,000.
Well, we just did that in London, so we did more.
But we work on it. We are presenting it, and we need now something for the ID. Just invite our listeners of Radio Berlin.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hi, we're the Corrs. We're looking forward to seeing you on the 27th of May, and you're listening to Radio Berlin.